This is Indonesia, the most populated country in Southeast Asia. This is strange, seeing how it's just an island nation. And this is Java, stretching across only 138,000 square kilometers. Java stands alone. Despite being only the archipelago's 5th largest island, it still possesses a population greater than that of Russia, a colossal 17 million square kilometers. Yes, you heard that right. The 13th largest island in the world is home to more people than the biggest country on Earth. Today we'll be answering why this little island has more people than Russia, and how it got so big. This is the Majapahit Empire, the kingdom that controlled Java and dominated the Indonesian archipelago for over 230 years. Picture an empire armed with over 200,000 soldiers, an indomitable force capable of beating even the Mongol Empire, the largest contiguous land empire in history. While the Mongols excelled on flat terrain thanks to their cavalry, the Majapahit Empire introduced boats into the equation, and as seen with the Mongols' invasion of Japan, they're not great with boats, and Earth doesn't want them to have any. This wasn't just some victory, it laid the groundwork for a secure settlement, offering haven for their 3.5 million people. A substantial chunk of this population found refuge in Java, drawn by the stability and safety provided by the Majapahit Empire. Trade and wealth were also important parts of the Majapahit's success, with boats serving as a lifeliness that connected Java to various regions through maritime trade routes. This not only facilitated commerce, but also drew in migrants and settlers landing on the shores of Java, particularly around the bustling capital. Agriculture, too, was a cornerstone of the Majapahit Empire achievements, a legacy that reverberates in Java's identity today, and this is the most important part to us. Heavy investments in agriculture ensured sustenance for a burgeoning population, propelling Indonesia into the ranks of the world's 4th most populous nation. This maritime dominance, marked by a network of trade routes, laid the foundation for Java's role as a crucial hub in the Indian Ocean trade. The Majapahit's cultural and artistic legacy also flourished, leaving an indelible mark on Java's traditions and customs. As we fast forward to the present day, Java is sustained by its fertile soil, a gift from over 130 active volcanoes that dot its landscape. During eruptions, these volcanoes release ash filled with potassium, phosphorus, and essential trace elements into the atmosphere. When this ash settles, it becomes a nutrient-packed layer on the ground, transforming Java's soil into an agricultural haven. This natural fertilizer not only makes farming a breeze, but also contributes significantly to the island's continued population growth. It's no coincidence that Java has so many islands. The Australian plate is currently subducting below the Sunda plate, which nearly all of Indonesia sits on. This generates lots of earthquakes and thus tsunamis, along with many active volcanoes. Since this plate is still actively moving, many of the volcanoes are still active. Around noon on the 27th of August, 1883, Krakatoa erupted, a volcano on the small island between Java and Sumatra. Approximately 1,000 people were killed in Sumatra, a nearby island, and there are no survivors from the 3,000 people on the island of Sulawesi, an island just north. People on the east coast of Africa claim to have seen dead bodies floating on ash over a year later, and even worse volcanoes just east of Java on Sumbawa darkened an entire summer in Europe. Mount Tambora's worst eruption, it was in 1815, and killed at least 71,000 people. Ash floated on the sea multiple feet high and was heavy enough to crush buildings hundreds of miles away. The whole world's atmosphere dropped by around 3 degrees, and in the northern hemisphere, crops failed and livestock died, resulting in the worst famine in over a century. Both of these volcanoes erupted in the 1800s, but many still erupt today. Seremu erupted on December 27th, just last year in 2023, and Merapi on the 4th of December. There are almost always around 40 to 50 active volcanoes, almost all on the Sunda plate and thus in Indonesia. The island has undergone a remarkable transformation since the days of the Majapahit, marked by a significant urban development that has shaped its contemporary landscape. Cities like Jakarta, with 34 million people, and Surabaya, 10 million, and Bandung, 9 million, have all emerged as bustling metropolises. not merely geographical entities, but vibrant and economic and cultural hubs. If you've ever seen the show adaptation of the popular video game, The Last of Us, you know that this is where the virus started, Jakarta. But this isn't just some random city. It's a metropolis home to over 34 million people, close to Tokyo's 40 million, putting Jakarta as the second most populous city in the world. In the present day, Java's urbanization narrative is nothing short of a miracle. Jakarta, the capital, epitomizes this transformation. It stands not just as a city, but as a sprawling metropolis, a melting pot of cultures, where towering skyscrapers coexist with their historical landmarks. The urban sprawl extends beyond Jakarta, weaving through the intricate tapestry of Surabaya and Bandung, where modernity resonates with ancient mosques. What fuels this urbanization? Well, it lies in the promise of better economic opportunities, world-class education, and the embrace of modern amenities. People from rural areas are drawn, almost magnetically, to these urban centers, usually living in satellite villages that encroach on volcanic territory, seeking a slice of the prosperity and progress that defines the urban landscape. The metamorphosis from rural simplicity to urban dynamism is a captivating journey, one that unfolds in the crowded streets, bustling markets, and the glow city lights that adorn Java's urban huts. If you look at photos, most people in Indonesia own a vehicle and a home. In fact, out of 274 million Indonesians, there are only 3 million that are homeless. Compared to America, where 330 million people live, yet 38 million are currently living in poverty. This wave of urbanization isn't just a contemporary phenomenon, it's a continuation of Java's historical trajectory. It's all thanks to the Majapahit's bustling centers of trade and commerce. The strategic importance of these urban centers in the Majapahit era is the strategic significance of present-day Jakarta, Surabaya, and Bandung. Java's urbanization narrative is a captivating chapter in its rich history. The bustling cities, born from a confluence of historical significance and contemporary aspirations, paint a picture of a dynamic island constantly adapting to the ebb and flow of societal evolution. The urban landscape, with its skyscrapers and cultural landmarks, stands as a testament to Java's ability to embrace change while retaining the essence of its storied past. Thank you for watching.